Welcome back to Romany Pirates. We're heading west towards Madrid, but first of all we've got some travesties to overcome.
We've woken up this morning and we've got no electricity. So it's not a big deal because we know we can charge the batteries as the van's driving. It doesn't look like the solar panels are working because obviously they'd be constantly working, if you know what I mean. There'd be constantly a feed of electricity that we're doing the fans and the lights. So at the minute we have no electricity. Obviously one thing you need in Spain is a fridge, and we ordered one. And then when it came, it were massive. It were too big for our van. We'd kind of run out of time to set off with it, so we just had to kind of send it back and leave. Obviously, then first stop we're kind of travelling through to Ibiza. The job is now to find a cool box or a little fridge of some description so that we can keep things cool. Daisy's food especially is the most important thing, and then check out a few little places that we've kind of seen that we want to see first. I'm wanting to see like them little quaint old towns. Emma wants to go to the hot springs. Once we get into like France, I want to see like a proper chateau and stuff. But Spain is so vast. There's a map over there of just Valencia, and it looks like Scotland. It looks like a map of Scotland, and that's just Valencia, the surrounding area of Valencia. And within that area you've got forests and mountains, and just in that province, so it's a vast country.
I'm just chuckling to myself because I've sent Reese down to have a look at where there's this beautiful massive lake that I want to see if we can find access to. So I've just sent him down to see if we can get the van down there, and I thought I'll just have a play about with the solar while I'm sat here and try and figure out what's going on, because it doesn't make any sense. I know I've done everything right, so when he comes back up I'll be able to tell him that I've basically not switched it on. I don't understand why on like fuse boards on is up and down is off. Like on a light switch, down is on and up is off. I don't understand why it has to be so complicated with the opposite way. Anyway, I switched it on and now we've got loads of charge coming through. Battery's just jumped up to 95%, so I think we'll be fine.
So Emma's just told me the good news about the solar panel. That's a relief. Switch it on, that'll work, won't it? So I've just been to have a look to see if we can get down to this absolutely breathtaking place. Absolutely breathtaking. And the second bit of good news is we can. So we're going to go check that out now. This is going to blow your mind.
I can't wait. Oh my God, just look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. It's quite a windy road to get down though. This is like driving into paradise.
So it's like some kind of gorge, I guess, running through the mountains, but the water is just absolute like emerald blue. I don't know if we're in like some kind of nature reserve or something. It's absolutely spectacular.
We tried to get into that bit round there because I'm like, no, come on Reese, it looks really good round here. It looks beautiful. It's like away from anybody else, even though there's only like 2 cars here. And we had to transfer Daisy into a carrier so we could climb down the rocks to get to it. And then as soon as I went to stand in it, it was like quicksand. My foot just went straight down, halfway up my leg. I've got more. Reese had to pull me out. So I've been back up. We put Daisy back in pram and come down to the sensible bit, and I've washed all mud off my leg now.
So this place we're at now is called the Minglania, and apparently it's like a famous fishing place for mussels. We're actually going to move because I'm not sure, there's a storm coming over, and if it rains, I'm not sure how this ground's going to take, because near the water, the ground, as Emma said earlier, is quite sort of clayey, muddy. So we have a heading. We are just basically going to go west. That's it. It's that saying, isn't it? It's the journey, not the destination. And I think this is the situation we're in now. This is about enjoying the journey wherever we end up, and not so much about the destination. We'll find places that we've never seen before along the way, and it's the best way to have an adventure. It's the best way to explore. We've found a place to park for the night, and it's specifically for camper vans. It says strictly no cars, and it's just amazing. They've got fresh water here, and there's like specific bays that you can park in, and you can stay here, wait for it, you can stay here for 3 days, and it's completely free. And it's just a local town. It's just a normal Spanish town. You can even get a free book while you're here.
I'm thinking about getting a children's one to improve my Spanish.
Is that in Spanish?
Yeah, it's in Spanish, but because you know it in English, like if we get it, it might help to improve my my reading of Spanish and my pronunciations.
So I think this is the place we're at, Motilla del Palanca.
Motilla.
It's what?
Motilla. It's double L. Double L is
yeah, double L.
Motilla.
Yeah, Motilla del Palanca. And these like sites here are kind of dotted all around this area. It's just incredible, isn't it?
Lovely thing to do. It brings people to the village as well, doesn't it? It gets people coming here and spending money, and you know, why they don't do this in England.
They've even taken the time, or somebody has, to do that mural painting with a camper van on. It's just, the thought that's gone into this is just lovely, and this is exactly why we've come to Spain, to see this, to see how like local people live, and kind of, you know, there's one thing kind of going to see the touristy things, which, as you know, we don't really like. To come and see like where the locals live, how they live, and to have such a lovely like initial welcome where they've put a place for camper vans, it's just lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely, and you know, it's been a while since we've sort of come over across Europe, and I'd say it's got even better than it was before.
Yeah, definitely.
I expected it, you know, to be a bit worse sort of since COVID and everything, but it's actually got a bit better.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You know, and it's just been lovely. It's been really nice. It's taken me a little bit because I have a bit of, believe it or not, I get driving anxiety. So with what we do, it's unbelievable, isn't it, really? But when we come kind of to, I'm worse on like country roads and on edges of cliffs, that type of thing. I get really, really anxious. But I've been all right for quite a long time, but I have been struggling coming like back sort of through Spain, just because it's been quite a long time since we've been, and it's so vast that you can kind of feel like you're a bit lost, you know, and because we don't plan anything and we just drive, we are lost anyway, but you feel like you're never going to be found, you know, you can have that awful feeling, but it's places like this where you feel like you're welcomed, and you know, because otherwise you can kind of feel not just a bit lost, but also like, am I safe, am I okay,
do they want us here,
you know, and places like this just make you feel really welcomed. Te extraño.
So as we were saying, this is just like, this is a local town. It's lovely, it's beautiful, it's not all touristy, which is what we want to see. We've got out of the van, the first 3 people we've seen, every single one of them has said hello, hola to us. It's just got a really kind of welcoming feel to it.
Salgo a caminar al sol por nuestro.
So this place behind me is the Plaza de Toros de Motilla Planta, which is the bullfighting rink in this town that we're in. It's got actually a bullfighting experience, if you like, going on Tuesday, but unfortunately we'll be gone before then. Although, to be honest, I'm not sure that I could actually watch something like that. It's not something that it's not my thing. But you know, I do appreciate the fact that it's it's part of the heritage of Spain, you know, and to see something like this, it's a magnificent building, absolutely magnificent.
So Madrid de Palanta, the town that we're in, is home to around 5,000 people, but it feels quite a small town, so there's quite a large population for such a small town. It's about 200 kilometres outside of Madrid. This place is known for really friendly locals and quite specific cuisine to the region. It's kind of a local cuisine mixed with Spanish, and you can actually stay here. They offer like a local experience for you to stay here and almost like live like a local in a hotel, if you know what I mean. This place as well is really famous for a castle that was built in the 12th century, and there's also a museum here for paleontology. Get that one right. Dinosaurs and fossils basically that are millions and millions of years old. And there's loads of other stuff to do here as well, like horseback riding. It's also home to the largest wind farm in the whole of Europe as well. And we just discovered this place like randomly. We've not, as in most of our travels, we've not specifically come here. We just found a space on park for night and come across this beautiful little town. I do know as well, I have noticed a little bar around the corner, so I'm going to go try and get a cerveza. We're going to sit here, enjoy a cerveza and watch the beautiful Spanish sunset. We basically travelled from the UK through France, through Spain, spent 3 weeks on Ibiza, and then we headed east across Spain from Valencia towards Madrid. It started kind of getting a bit cooler and a bit rainy, so we decided to head south, which is where we are now. So the area that we're in now, we're in a province, I guess, called Andalusia, which is south of Spain, sort of on the south border. So we are going to kind of follow the coast along, almost to kind of Gibraltar. And it's actually Gibraltar that you can get a ferry across to Africa, which obviously we're not going to do this time because we're heading north and doing obviously France as well. But yeah, that's kind of where we are on the south coast of Spain, in this place called Andalusia, which is like a state, I guess, and it's known for kind of hippie culture, kind of bohemian vibe to it. It's really cool. Lots and lots of places to kind of free camp, wild camp in the van, which is what we've done here. And last night there were like loads and loads of other vans. There must have been about 50-60 vans all parked up along the cliff top, just playing music, and it's just such a cool, lovely vibe here. It's great.
I found an house. Look, that is perfect for me. That
Look
is.
at the size of that.
That's perfect. That is exactly what I've been looking for. I want that, but in Ibiza. It'll be about 3 million, but I want that bit in Ibiza. This place is amazing. Honestly, it's absolutely amazing. There's caves all over the place. The rock formations are just absolutely beautiful. Let's show you. It's fantastic.
Emma said I've got to tell you it's a bit windy, but Daisy's enjoying it. She's giving me a script now. Giving me a script. Tell them this, tell them that.
There's no like being off the cuff, is there?
Tell them it's a bit windy. But Daisy's enjoying it.
It's red hot, but it is really windy.
Right,
Really
it has been really hot since we've got to like the south of Spain. Daisy's just been like really like panting and stuff. So we've just gone to a cafe up there, and there's a like really nice breeze coming in off the sea, and Daisy was just like that. I'm like, "You enjoying it?" It's right. Leave me alone, Dad. I'm enjoying it. Don't bother me. Let's show you this cave. Daisy, is that a nice breeze? Is it a nice breeze? Are you enjoying that?
There's not much about this place on the internet. They talk about this. It's really famous for like some protected plants and stuff. They've got like turtles and stuff that like hatch here, so you've got to be really careful of that. But there's not really very much about kind of the history of the caves and stuff, other than they used to boil up something that they collected from the sea here, and that's about it really. So, but I think probably people used to live in these. It looks like they did. This one looks like, do you remember the film The Grinch and the Hoobs? Was it the Hoobs, I think they called them?
The Who people.
The Who people, is that it? The Who people. It looks like one of their houses. It's got like a little chimney and everything. It's ace.
What are you doing in there?
You can get inside. Oh, I want to move it. We could move in here. Nobody'd even know we were here, you know. We could just go off grid and move in here. If I don't wear my hat, I can actually fit.
Oh, it's low ceilings, isn't it?
Yeah, but if I don't wear my hat, I can actually fit in here.
Excuse me, I need to show viewers this. Look at this. This is cool, isn't it? So these caves are kind of formed all the way around the cove, all the way around the bay, and they're just the caves that are like carved into the rock, into the cliff face, basically, like deliberately. They're not natural, definitely not. They've been deliberately at some point in history, like carved into the cliff face. Emma's carving things into rocks. Like Romany pirates, follow us on YouTube.
You never know who's going to see that.
Might be a subscriber there.
We'll have millions of followers by this time next year, you watch. I've just said to Reese, get up there, we can film you at the top of there. He's only got halfway up. See if we can see him. Where is he? Oh, there he is, look. He hasn't even finished. He's got all that way to go yet. Right up there. That's laziness, that is.
It's an incredible view from up here. You can see where we're parked Romany down there in the car park. It's just a fantastic view all across the bay. See the little caves and what have you, and the cliff tops there. It's just amazing. Sometimes you have to climb quite high to get the best views. One thing we've noticed here, Emma thought there were butterflies. There's loads and loads, and I mean hundreds of locusts, which are like crickets. So they're jumping absolutely all over the place. I'll show you because there's loads down here. And they're just hopping in everywhere, and everyone, oh, loads of butterflies. And once we got past them, I said they were locusts. So I don't know if you can see him, just there. And there's like loads and loads of them. He's quite camouflaged. And he'll jump in a minute. So far, mainland Spain has been so easy to wild camp and park your van. There's just vans everywhere, people doing van life everywhere. And yeah, I guess that's why we always say, like, especially in France and Spain, if you come into France and Spain and you camp a van or your motorhome, don't pay for a campsite, because there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of places where you can just literally park for free everywhere. Even the police come round and just check, is everything okay, you're all right. This morning we missed it because we slept in, but the local baker comes round and makes everybody breakfast here in the morning.
That's the end of the vlog for this week. Join us next week. Don't forget to write your own story. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.